Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Sophie Waddington. If you are new here, I talk all about manifestation and mindset on this channel. So if you don't already, please come and subscribe to this channel, leave me a comment and let me know where you are listening from. And if you are listening on the podcast, please leave me an Apple review and I will be eternally grateful. Now, before we start, I am just going to point out that I am very shiny and sporting the competitive cheerleading look today. That is because I am covered in Moroccan argan oil and I've actually just run out, which is heartbreaking, but it's okay because I'm going to Morocco next week. No, I'm going to Morocco this week, the day after tomorrow. Must start packing. Yeah, I'm going to Morocco with my gorgeous friend Georgina, who runs a business called Wellness and Wonder, which I'll leave the details for you on the screen here. Go and follow her. She does the most incredible self-development tours you will ever find, truly like life-changing. So I'm very excited about that. I'm going to top up my Moroccan argan oil stash because I've just not found anything that I prefer better for my skin than Moroccan argan oil. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Now, I haven't got any notes for this, so we're just going rogue. So bear with me. Okay, guys? I want to talk to you about the importance of your environment, because environment is a big part of the embodiment process that's involved in manifestation when it comes to law of assumption. So we think of embodiment as just being stepping into sort of the vibrational energy of that person, and it absolutely is that. But if that's not supported by the environments that are conducive to becoming that version of you, it makes it much more difficult. So I want you to just really focus on your environment this week and tweak it so that it fits the version of you who you are becoming. When I was a primary school teacher, many moons ago, I remember when we got a new head teacher starting at the school, and this new head teacher came in and she asked us to do something, which was to walk around the whole school with a clipboard and a pen and do an audit of the environment. And we were a little bit resistant to this. I remember us sort of like rolling our eyes and thinking, like, there's nothing wrong with our school, we like it, it's lovely. And it was. But we walked around the school with this clipboard and pen, and we had to pick out anything, any areas in our classrooms, in the hallways, in the hall, in the entrances, on the playground, anything where there was clutter, where there was mess, where there was things that had just been left, dumped on the corridors, things that were broken, things that needed updating, all of these different things. We had to make a note of everything. And I remember being slightly alarmed by how well our minds filter out all of the shit. Because obviously, over time, we collect clutter, things get broken, things get messy, it's a busy environment. But there was actually quite a lot of stuff that really needed a good clean, needed updating, needed changing, needed fixing. And this activity brought that to the forefront so that we could then take action on it, which we did. And as a result of that, everything about the school felt better. It felt like a nicer place to be in. It felt good before, but it felt even better after we'd cleared everything out, redecorated, tidied, organised, just done all of that stuff to try and make it match the vision that we had for the school. So that just really stuck with me. I remember taking that practice away and thinking, I'm going to use that, and I have done. So I want you to do that as well. I want you to look at the environments that you are in and do an audit of them. Now, one of my clients, she actually did this and ended up having a whole new kitchen. So I don't know, maybe your husband won't like this one, but I just think it's such a good practice, because a lot of the time we become blind to our environment, to our surroundings, and we start accepting things that are less than what we desire and less than what we deserve, and they limit us. They start to limit us. A few years ago, when I started the podcast, I did a podcast episode where I was talking about environment. This episode, I remember I mentioned this goldfish analogy, and that was that if you keep a goldfish in a tank all its life, it will only ever grow to be tank sized. It's not going to grow huge. But that's not because it doesn't have the capacity to grow much, much bigger. It's because its environment restricts it from doing that. Because if it actually grew to its full potential size, it wouldn't be able to move. Now, if you took that same goldfish and put it in a bigger open space, the goldfish would grow. And that's exactly what happens to us when we change our environments. Our environment can either cause us to contract or it can cause us to expand. And we want to be expanding all the time and making our life bigger and better. So, get yourself a notepad and pen and walk around the rooms in your house. Look around your car, look around your office, wherever you are right now. Just do an audit, ideally with a paper and pen so that you can actually use it and go back to it and fix them. But even if you're just driving at the minute, just look around your car and think, what needs sorting in here? Because I can tell you right now, I need to work on my car. Now, I am naturally a very, very messy gal. I'm going to say that again. In the past, my identity has been one of somebody who was very messy. It's not anymore, babes. It's not anymore. So, making that shift to an identity of somebody who is tidy, who looks after the space, who is organised, who puts things away immediately instead of 4 weeks later, is really helping me in other areas of my life, not just enjoying my space, but actually making me feel clearer in my mind, making me have better ideas, making me more productive, making me more functional. Because, if you're part of the ADHD gang, we're not always functional. So doing those things to my environment is helping me dramatically. And it's also saying, this is the environment that version of me who has this reality would live in, or as close to that version as possible. Sometimes we think of embodiment practices to do with our environment as being like these big things, like we need to totally renovate our whole house, or we need to do huge expensive things in our homes and in our environments in order to embody the version. But it's actually not about that. It's much more about, is your vision version living in a tidy space? Okay, is your space tidy? If not, you're not embodying that version. Simple as that. Is your vision version having nice lighting in the room? Are they making an effort to put lamps on and make it feel a certain vibe? If you're not doing that, you're not embodying that version of you. So there's lots of very small, inexpensive things that you can do straight away in your home to make it a better match to the version of you that you're becoming. But your environment also extends further than that. It goes more than just the spaces you're in, as in the physical spaces like your home, your car, your office space, whatever it is. It goes further than that, and it goes deeper. It also goes to the people that you are spending time around. Are you putting yourself in spaces where conversations are expansive? Are you putting yourself around tables where there are people talking about business, people talking about money, people talking about health, people talking about how they can impact others positively? Or are you sitting around tables where they're talking about gossiping with each other and complaining about the weather and talking about the state of the economy and all of that, because you're choosing expansion or contraction at all times depending on the environments that you put yourself in? And sometimes, especially if you're starting a business, that can be quite isolating, because maybe your friends that you've always spent time with don't have businesses and they can't relate to you. Are you putting yourself in a space where other people are like you, who are going in the same direction? That's really important. And it's not just about businesses, it could be about anything. It could be about becoming a mum. If you're the only mum in your friendship group, then you need to find other mums who are also on the same path as you and who are speaking about being a mum in a positive way, who are focusing on the positives and supporting each other. If you want to become an artist, Are you surrounding yourself with other artists who are better than you, who are going to support you, who are going to show you that it's possible to get better? It doesn't matter what it is. It's about, are you putting yourself intentionally in rooms where people are going to allow you to expand? Are you staying in the goldfish tank, or are you jumping into the pond? If you wanted to grow a plant, you would have to make sure that the environment surrounding the seed that you were planting was going to allow it to thrive. And a lot of us don't do that for ourselves. We don't do it. We accept less than what we need, what we deserve, what we desire, and we put up with environments that don't allow us to thrive. And actually, the environments often just put us into survival. So if you wanted that plant to grow, you would have to really look after it and nurture it. You'd have to put it in the best soil. You'd have to give it the best spot under the sunlight. You'd have to water it every day. Why are you not doing that for yourself? Why are you not putting yourself in environments where you can thrive? So that is what I want you to do. I want you to do an audit of all areas of your environment, the environment that you spend time in, and make changes to it and see how much better you feel. Straight away, you will feel better from doing that, but also how much quicker you start to grow when you are in those thriving environments, because the difference will be dramatic. It doesn't matter what it is that you are aiming to achieve, you need to be in an environment that supports your growth. Otherwise, you will stay stuck, small, and just surviving. So I hope that you've found that useful. Let me know in the comments if so. Please remember to subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next video. See you later.